Did you know that New Horizons was the fastest spacecraft ever launched, making that the fastest stamp that's ever traveled? Did you know that New Horizons explored the farthest worlds that have ever been visited by humankind? Did you know that New Horizons created the largest web sensation in NASA's history? Well, those are all true, but they're not alone. In addition, New Horizons carried this postage stamp farther than any stamp has ever traveled, and it's going on. You know, it says not yet explored, and I have to say, it was a beautiful stamp, and it really inspired us when we were building New Horizons to explore this last of the classical planets. Well, we canceled that stamp last July when we flew by Pluto, and it was our honor to make the anchor leg, as Jim Green just said, in the historic 50-year-long era that saw every planet that was known at the outset of the space age explored by the United States of America, and explored first by the United States of America.
Our mission is to make the amazing official, and Guinness World Records is both honored and thrilled to be here to recognize this event. When I started to look at the record, over 3 billion miles, and try to wrap my head around it, I started thinking about the history of the U.S. Postal Service, and at one point in the early 1800s, to deliver a letter from the East Coast to the West Coast of the United States, it traveled down around the southern part of our continent, traveled overland through Panama. That was before the Panama Canal, and then back up the West Coast to be delivered out of San Francisco, and it took 4 to 7 weeks to do it. In the mid-1850s with the Pony Express, they found a more direct route, and it still took 10 days to get from St. Louis to San Francisco. That's about 190 miles a day. And I started thinking about this distance, over 3 billion miles. That's about 131 times around the circumference of the Earth. And it was delivered in less than 10 years. And as Alan mentioned, at a record speed. I think about that. If the Pony Express was trying to deliver that far, they would be swapping ponies out for the next 47,000 years before it got there. So it's truly an honor to be here. It's truly an accomplishment. This joint adventure between the U.S. Postal Service and NASA is momentous and remarkable and amazing. The official record for the farthest distance traveled by a postal stamp is 3.26 billion miles, achieved by the United States Postal Service, who placed it on the New Horizons spacecraft at Cape Canaveral, Florida, on January 19th, 2014, and it arrived on the flyby on July 14th, 2015. Congratulations.
On time.
Thank you.
Congratulations, that's awesome.
Thank you very much.
Please, kind of slide in here, you talk by the podium.